Retirement survey finds that half of all workers have less than $10,000 saved for their retirement. Blease from Blease Financial Services joining us here on Daybreak this morning, and we are talking about saving. And Drew, why are so few people saving for their retirements?
Well, the first thing is, Mark, and let's be honest, we're buying too much depreciating junk. Okay, when I go out and buy a flat screen TV, it's a $1,500 that I might spend on a 60-inch smart flat screen. In a couple years, that's going to be worthless.
But it's awesome right now.
It is awesome right now, absolutely. But when we go and buy a car, we drive it off the lot, it depreciates right there. A year later, it's worth about 25% less. We could look at around our house, and our so-called assets are depreciating right before our eyes. You can watch something in your house, you can literally see it depreciating. I mean, it's crazy, and we just need to stop buying so much depreciating junk and try to save money on the services that we're spending.
And so what you're saying is we can't have fun anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
because you want all this stuff, but you have to really think long term.
Yeah, you have to think long term, and the thing is you want to start early. I mean, when I got my first job, my brother drilled into me. I was 22 years old. I started as a financial advisor, and he said, max out your 401k. I said, what's a 401k? He said, it doesn't matter what it is, max it out. So you want to start early, and you want to start often. You want to save as much as you can. If you don't have a 401k available to you, max out your IRA, max out a Roth IRA, max out, max out, max out. If you can't afford to max out when you get a raise, bump up your contribution, but try to save early. The difference between saving in your 20s and starting saving in your 30s is you'll have a lot more money in your retirement if you start saving in your 20s, and it'll take you a lot less money to get there. So the earlier you start, the better off you're going to be.
And that money really does start working for you once you have money in there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just the miracle of compound interest. Another thing is that most financial advisors will say, save 10% towards your retirement. If you want to retire maybe later with not a lot of money, that's okay. But I say, save 15% if you can towards your retirement, because it's going to take more and more and more to retire on. And the old-fashioned pensions that our parents had, they're pretty much gone.
Wow. And you really have to be consistent, don't you, throughout your savings?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, consistency is key with so many things. Look at diet and exercise. I mean, someone goes to the gym, they work out for a week, they're like, I'm done, I'm spent.
That's me. That's me. I'm right there with you.
So you want to be consistent. The average investor is really bad at timing the market, and then they're notorious for it. And so in 2007, 2008, a lot of people got out of stocks. They took too long to get back in, and they missed the big recovery that happened. I mean, if you're a genius and you're an investing genius and you can time the market and beat the indexes, God bless you, go for it. But for the average investor, it's better to have an asset allocation based on your risk tolerance and invest for the long term. Let it ride. Let it go.
And some people are able to do it themselves, but it is always good at least to get some advice. Maybe not buy into a financial consultant or an advisor, but at least get some advice.
Yeah, try to get some help. Talk to people that are doing it already, that you feel are investing well, and ask who they use. Try to get referrals. I always like to work by referrals if you can with anything. If I don't have a good mechanic, I'll say, who are you using for your mechanic?
And you normally get a pretty good answer.
Yeah, pretty good. Ask a couple of people, yeah.
All right, Blease, Blease Financial Services, helping us save for our retirement, because keep this in mind. Like I said at the very beginning, this survey found half of workers are saving less than $10,000 for their retirement. Not enough to lead through life.
It's not going to work.
All right, Blease, thanks so much for joining us. We'll be right back.